Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Soul Steps by Poetess. I hope all of you are doing great. So in the last video, we talked about self-love. What the definition of self-love is, what does it mean to love yourself? And now that we've understood all of that, it's time to understand how to practice self-love. So today's video is all about the languages of self-love, the secret to loving yourself. Without any delay, let's begin. I'm sure that most of us have heard of the term love languages, as most of us have languages of love, that is how we express love. Similarly, we also have the languages of self-love. Now, languages of self-love can differ from person to person and also based on the situation. But once we understand what are the various types of languages of self-love, it becomes so much easier to pick the one that suits for you according to different situations. And that's the goal of this video. I hope that by the end of this video, all of you would have found one particular self-love language that speaks to you the most. And before beginning, we must understand that self-love and self-care go hand in hand. Self-love is pretty much the same as self-care, and if we need to practice self-love, we need to start incorporating self-care in our daily routines. So let's start. Number one is physical self-care. So it basically means that you do any kind of physical activity that makes you feel better about yourself, that makes you happy. Now you must be asking what these activities are. It can be something as simple as going to the gym. It can be something as simple as going to the gym or going for a walk or going for a bike ride or getting a manicure or a pedicure done or getting a relaxing massage or simply eating something healthy. Most of people in this day and age go for the taste of food rather than the nutrition value. And if you're someone like me, you must feel that sometimes when you have too much junk food on a prolonged basis, we start to feel guilt. And that is where physical self-care comes into play. Simply having a meal that's tasty but nutritional and healthy at the same time is gonna instantly boost your mood. Next is emotional self-care. Now this kind of self-care is something that all of us need, especially now that it's the time of COVID going on. Emotional self-care is pretty handy when you don't have the energy to go about and do any kind of physical activity. How can you improve your mood when you don't even want to get out of bed? I'm pretty sure that all of us experience such days once in a while. And so the solution to this problem is to do something that is emotionally fulfilling. What are the examples for this one? It can be talking to a loved one. It can be writing on a gratitude journal. I've talked about this in detail in my gratitude video, for which I'll post the link above. It can be painting, it can be writing something, it can be listening to happy music, it can be dancing like crazy. And it can also be doing positive affirmations. Now, I personally believe that positive affirmations are something truly magical if you start practicing them. Next is intellectual self-care. From the time that we've been sitting in our homes due to Corona, all of us have spent so much time mindlessly sifting through, scrolling through the social media feed, filling our brain with so much unnecessary information and not stimulating it enough intellectually. This is where intellectual self-care comes into play. Give your brain a chance to work hard on something, stimulate it and feel the difference. Examples of intellectual self-care include reading a book or solving a Sudoku or a crossword puzzle or any kind of puzzle for that matter, or learning a new language, or listening to motivational podcasts or videos. The second last that we have is social self-care. Just like emotional self-care, we've truly understood the importance of social self-care once all of us went into lockdown. Man is a social animal after all. Even the biggest of introverts need some kind of human interaction, and it's all the more important for an extrovert. You can talk to a loved one, you can spend time with your family, your friends, your significant other. You can hang out with your friends, you can meet new people, even if it's just online, keeping in mind the current situation. Or you can ask for help to someone or extend a helping hand to someone else by talking and letting out your feelings. And you can express gratitude to your loved ones. And last but definitely not the least is spiritual self-care. Most of us in today's day and age have become so focused on the physical aspect or the mental and just the emotional aspect that we are completely disregarding what's important to our soul. How many of us are actually mindful of the activities that we are doing which are food for our soul? I don't think the number is too much. And this is why spiritual self-care is the basis of it all. I wholeheartedly agree that all of the self-love languages that I've talked about before are very important. But believe me, spiritual self-care is where the game starts, and it is where the true difference begins. Once you start practicing spiritual self-care on a daily basis, then the other forms of self-care that I just talked about are simply a stepping stone, a cherry on top. Because then you've truly made a difference to start taking steps to become the best you. Examples of spiritual self-care include meditation, doing chants, jap or path, listening to bhajans or kirtans, spending time in the nature, visiting a temple, a gurudwara, mosque or church, expressing your gratitude to whatever faith that you believe in, and creating a vision board. All of the activities that I talked about in different self-love languages are something that can instantly boost your mood. But we have to be mindful to start incorporating these activities in our daily routine to change and rewire our subconscious mind so that we can become a more positive, optimistic and happier person. That is all that I had for you today. I hope you liked today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you liked today's video. See you next week. Bye.